Today we're exploring triads on single strings, and we'll be comparing an E major triad to an E minor triad and to a diminished triad, and on each string as well. So follow the lesson for free and just pick up all the tips. But if you're interested, this comes from my book, Exploring the Fretboard, 100 Exercises for Intermediate Guitar, and there's a link for that in the description. So this is number 86 to 88, and each exercise, you should just learn it on its own, and then you can take all three and compare how they differ, right? And what the difference is between the major triads are and the minor triads. And I'll talk about that. But first, I think I should just go through each one, play it for you, and then we'll have a little bit more of a discussion about how you can play around with these to compare them. So number 86 is E major triads on each of the single strings. So you should say the note names out loud for this exercise. E, G sharp, B, B, E, G sharp, E, G sharp, B, G sharp, B, E, B, E, G sharp, E, G sharp, B. So for some of you, this could be a little bit of a note finding experience, but that's okay. You want to just be able to anchor these in. And since we're going to be doing two more exercises using the same three notes with small alterations, once you learn the first one, the other two will be much more easy. So take some extra time and really learn number 86 well. Number 87, we're playing E minor triad. So when we have a minor triad, we are lowering the third of the chord. In this case, we're going from a G sharp in major to a G natural for minor. So all the G's are getting lowered by one semitone or one fret on the guitar. So here we go. E, G, B, B, E, G, E, G, B, G, B, E, B, E, G, and E, G, B. So if you want, after doing that, you can compare each measure, right? Like you compare major to minor. And you can compare major to minor. Sorry. So you can go through each measure and compare what it's like with the different triad. But number 88, we have a diminished triad. So in a diminished triad, we have a minor triad, but we're lowering the fifth degree by one semitone. So we're making the B's B flat. So the notes in a diminished triad in E are going to be E, G, B flat. So I'll play it now. E, G, B flat, B flat, E, G, E, G, B flat, G, B flat, E, and E, G, B flat. And the reason I didn't do the first string is that it's the exact unison, like E, G, B flat. But feel free to do it. Why not, right? So, like I said, after you've learned each individual one, feel free to go compare each of the string groups. So a major triad, E, G sharp, B, to a minor triad, E, G natural, B, to a diminished triad, E, G, B flat. And then you can move to the fifth string and compare all the fifth strings. And then you can move to the fourth string and compare all the fourth strings. And not only will you be building up some great anchor points on the guitar, but you'll also just be learning how like small alterations are really possible when you think like this. And when you have some anchor points on the guitar, small semitone alterations are really easy. Especially when you're playing modern music, like you can't, in modern music, you can't always like sight read it using like a major scale pattern. But sometimes you can use a major scale pattern and think just in terms of alterations by the semitone. Because, you know, if you have a C major scale, you have all the letter names, and then you can just, you know, slightly alter it by a semitone. So these kinds of exercises are just helpful for you to build an awareness of small semitone alterations. And of course, you know, later on you might be doing a fuller study of triads on the guitar, and this might help you have a head start. That's not the intention of the exercise, but if it gives you some theory information about lowering certain notes to create these triads, then great. That's an extra benefit. But your main task with these exercises are just to play them and say those note names out loud, and then have fun just kind of comparing the different triads.